If you ego lift as fuck to train harder than last time and you do this kind of shit because you train harder, I mean, I guess, bro. The first, most logical argument is that you make the weak part even weaker, and then you will be in a slippery slope that you will need to ego lift even more and even more just to continue making some slight progress and then hitting plateau. So let's say you are training street lifting, you do pull-ups and everybody is weaker at the top on the pull-up. Someone is weaker at the top on the pull-up, maybe because when he starts his pull-up, he's not explosive, he takes too much time and then he weak at the top, or maybe he's enough explosive but at the top he does not have enough biceps and he's struggling at the top. So if you are keeping as fuck, like my brother does sometimes, so now his form is better, then you are just going to get even worse at the top, and you will never be able to get back to a good form. But if you train with a good form, that is competition form or that is just full range of motion, what you should do, you can train with like RPO times 0 rep in reserve without cheating any. There is a specific situation when ego lifting, it's kind of okay if you are not taking it too far. So when your form breaks down just a little, let's like the best example, if people that's training for hypertrophy, if they don't have exactly the same tempo, so you are doing pull-up, you are doing like first rep, second rep, and then the last rep is like bing, you are shaking and slower, then this is normal. This is like the more you are going narrow to failure, the more you are losing momentum, and maybe you can be shaking. So on squat you can be shaking, or maybe little on dips. This is not a problem. It just shows that you are struggling, that you are making gains. So I'm not speaking about this kind of ego lift. This is just a good struggle. So this is the only advantages. So if let's say you are on RPO 10 on all out, you are shaking, you are having a little no rep, so there is a little no rep on muscle up or on pull up, but then when you do like train RPO 8 or 7, if you can train with a perfect competition form with all the range of motion in RPO 8, then it's very fine, because RPO 8, if you do like 3 rep RPO 8, it's still very high intensity, and if you can do it good form, then it's good. But if even of RPO 7 you need to ego lift, then this just means that you took the ego lift too far and that you need to stop. Also, another argument is that doing ego lift has a very big injury risk. Not because there is a dangerous lift, so they do not exist a dangerous lift. So if you do deadlift and your back is a little bit rounded, if you do pull up and you are going like a big arch and you are using the lower back, if you are used to the movement, it's not a big injury risk. Absolutely not. And this guy making stronger, so it's not the goal of the video, but yes, there is no movement that is injury risk. The fact that is big risk of injury, the ego lift, is that you are not using always the same movement. So let's say on dips, I do dips with a very close grip. So I will show a video, very close, and I almost don't use my chest, and I am very close. If I do like a 10 rep max and on the last rep I am exhausted, and I don't think that I will do another rep, maybe I will ego lift and maybe I don't have enough strength in my triceps and I will be exhausted, so maybe I will change the form and do more like a bigger better form to use more my chest, but because I never do this form and I'm not used to, just doing one rep, the last set, like the last rep with another form is a very big injury risk. And that's why, for example, if you took like Philip Sowley, this guy is doing, let's say, sometimes like 20 reps or 10 reps, so very big endurance training, but he's using a very narrow grip on the pull-up. So even if on endurance you are better in wide grip, he's using exactly the same grip because he wants to get strong in one RM. He wants to get strong in strength, in street lifting. So even if when he is training for volume, he's still having exactly the same technique, the same grip. So if he would do like a larger grip, it's better for endurance, but he don't do because he is training volume for hypertrophy, but not to get stronger in endurance. He wants to get stronger at 1 RM, and it's a big injury risk. So for example, some people, when they do like 6 rep max, they do a form on the dip on the pull-up to get stronger in 6 reps. Then they do 1 rep max and they change the grip on the pull-up to get stronger in 1 rep max. This is very, very big injury risk. So let's say you are doing like 3 times pull-up for a long times, and then you are trying your max out and let's say your pull-up is like that and you go like this to try your max out. You are doing another form and you are training like RPE 10 on another form you are not used to, you will probably get injured. So that's why if you ego lift and you are changing the form, this is very bad. So let's say on the pull-up, if I am making the plate higher, trying to keeping with my legs, I am used to it, so it's not a problem. So another example, if let's say you do lateral raises, so you do perfect form, and then on the last rep you don't have strength, so you cheat like that. And you can add easily 4 reps with a big cheat, which helps you train more to failure. But the thing is, on the warm-up, you warm up your shoulder, you maybe warm up your rotator calves, but did you warm up your upper traps? Did you warm up your neck? Did you warm up your lower back? No. So you are doing 10 reps to failure, and after the 8 reps, you are choosing to use your upper traps, your neck, but it's not warm up, and your upper trap, I never train them, so it's not used. So I will just have a big injury risk because I will suddenly use a muscle that is not used to. So on lateral rise, so for me, ego lift that is good is, let's say I am going quicker, I am using momentum to go higher, or let's say I am trying to go up, but not using, let's say, my biceps, not using my upper traps, but using, let's say, a little of my rear delt or my front delt to go the weight higher. This can help using a little momentum, but using other muscle is a big injury risk. You should never do that. So the solution to be able to like train intensely while like not ego lifting is basically, let's say you are weaker at the top on the pull-up, or on the dip you are weaker at the top, so more the triceps. Let's say you are doing pull-up and you are trying to get extremely explosive. So let's say it's an easy session, RPE 7, even it's easy, you try to do it like non-stop, extremely quick. So you try to like do the rep in like less than 0.7 seconds, so very quick. And so if for you are extremely weak at the top, it's challenging for your biceps and forearms. But because you try to get extremely explosive, you are learning your lower back, your lats to get explosive. So it's also challenging for your back. So it's challenging for all of them. But you are not ego lifting. So how you do that? How to be very explosive on pull-ups? It's basically when you start pull-ups to use your lats, you are like this, and you do this scapular protraction when you very up and you do this, like this. And basically, instead of doing do movement, so you hop and then hop, you do it extremely quickly. So you go from this to this in like extremely quickly to build momentum. So this scapular protraction, you do it like it should look like only one movement. So if you see my pull-ups, my muscle-ups, you don't even look like it doesn't look like it's two movements, but in reality, I am doing more than two movements. I am doing the scapular protraction. I am going like arching back, doing a big arch at the top to use more my lats. Then at the top, I am using my abs and trying to squeeze the plates at the top. I am doing different movement, but it looks like only one movement because I am going very quick. So this is a thing that you can do to challenge yourself. So if you are, let's say, weak at the top on the dip, you try to go down and then you go extremely like quickly with your chest to have momentum. To when it's hard at the top, you still have momentum. So if you are doing a 1 rep max, it's hard, so you can't really have momentum. But on the easy session, especially when you are doing volume or like low intensity, you should really try to be extremely explosive. So let's say you are doing a tertiary session, easy session, you get to be really explosive, so to be challenging. So on pull-up, I won't suggest to try to do like chest to bar, try to get higher. But if it's a tertiary session, try to do non-stop, everything like perfect form, everything extremely quick. So you basically should have a lot of reserve because it's an easy session. And if you don't know what is why you should do an easy session or tertiary session, you can watch the video why you can't pick up someone's workout split. So I speak a little about my workout split, or maybe in my vlog you can see my easy sessions. So make sure to, after this video, if you agree with, try to change something in your program, try to take action to not just watch an advertisement video, because you are going to just waste your time. And if you don't understand something, you would think that, yeah, I can't really take action after this video because it's just my opinion, then just write a comment, ask me, yeah, what should I change if I do like pull up like that. Maybe you can DM me on Instagram or ask me a question, I will respond, but don't stay like that without nothing.